Hello everyone, and welcome back to Beaglington-On-Sea. Yes, hello everyone, and welcome back to Beaglington-On-Sea. It's another dark, dreary and grey summer's day here in Beaglington-On-Sea, but we are safe inside with some trains, so we're going to have a bit of fun. And this is my Tanktastic episode. That's right, there's a bit of a tank theme to this, so tank engines, tank wagons, and that's what I'm hoping to achieve. Anyways, so I've got some stuff ready to go, so we'll just launch right into that, shall we? So I've got the LBSC E4 tank number 579 on a train of oil tankers. Oh yes, and this is not going to be a sensible episode, I'd say, because that's not a real concept that probably ever happened. But we're going to roll with it anyways. So then I've got my Joof 060 tank engine, the one that was it released as IX? Can't remember. And Golden Vale Models or Railway, whatever. They have one in NCB West Air livery or something like that. I can't remember. But this one I got on Amazon a couple of years back, you might remember, for quite a good price. So it doesn't get run that often, and I've been rewatching Mark Williams on the rails, and there's an episode where he goes on the Orient Express, and that got me thinking about running my blue Wagons Litz European blue train. So that's what that's pulling anyways, with a Wish / Temu / AliExpress van, because I have tension locks on the back of the Joof tank now, so that works as a converter because these have HO couplings. And then on the branch line we've got the little 040 Prairie Kit Bash, and that's pulling a triangle wagon with a tank on it, a military tank, Cromwell Mark IV or something like that. And then I've got a Sam's Trains shortest coach as the brake coach for that. So let's get these trains running, shall we? And hopefully we don't have any issues. So we're going to get the E4 running first, and hopefully, if it doesn't leave half its train behind, don't know what's going on there. Hopefully we won't have any problems, and hopefully it can make it up the hill. We can change our signals. So they're all clear there. Here's all clear. So if he can leave, then there's two blokes in the cab hoping that they can make it up the hill. But the E4 is a very good model. It's a good strong hauler, so that's no worries about that. That's going to make it up the hill, and so we can insert the signal there, back in danger. And then the Joof tank can start off, which is on the red knob, as it needs a bit more oomph to get it up the incline after the beat. That's on its way. So, we'll get some footage of those trains. is midnight, just outside the driveway, and Smutpuss Jr. and someone's going in. Right, well, that seems to go quite well actually, and the tank is now ready at the harbour. It's probably really shipped off to somewhere, who knows. And the tube tank's back, so we can stop that now. And just, I think tube, but I'm due for electric, so something like that. Oh yeah, right. Well, like I said, that seemed to go quite well. So, now it's time to hand over to our dear old friend, the venerable old Alex, at the desk. Take it away, Alex.
Yes, thank you, Alex. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the desk with me, Alex, at the desk. I might sound a bit funny, and I might not be dressed particularly well, but that's because I've just had a tooth removed. But we're here at the desk anyways, and sticking with the theme, I do have something up my sleeve. Although the thing I have up my sleeve is actually just a hint. Can you get the hint? I don't know. You probably would have guessed it by now. But down here, I have a copy of Revolver. It probably doesn't make sense to some people as well. But there is a song on here, number 6, and it's performed or sung by Ringo Starr. You know, it's a bit of a thing there. You know, Thomas the Tank Engine and all that. Anyways, yes, you possibly guessed it. Sorry, it's behind my back. It's this thing. So yeah, let's open it up and have a look. Tanktastic. So yes, here we have the Beatles tank wagon, and this is kind of to cheer me up, I suppose, and it looks very colourful. And as you can see, it's only for people over the age of 8. Yeah. So anyways, I like the Beatles, and I have some of their stuff already. I know it's fairly silly, but, you know, I still enjoy it. But also, I've never had one of these big, long tanks before, so I have no idea what it's going to be like. And... no, I can't get it out. What does it say on the end? It says... The Beatles Yellow Submarine 100-ton tank wagon. It's a TEA wagon, this R60314. The Beatles like the T. Okay, I've torn the box. Never mind. It's not like we were going to keep it as a collector's piece anyways. Let me get it out the box. There we go. Right, we don't need that anymore. It's in a nice clamshell packaging anyways. Here we are. And I think the boys did star in the film. only as themselves, and they were voiced by different people in the film. Although I've not actually seen the film, but I do like the artwork. I've seen of it; it's very cool. So obviously, I've got my Yellow Submarine themed Sam's Trains Grizzly the Rocket. You can see my inspiration there, anyways. But this tank wagon is very long. It says Hornby, made in China, and it's very primary in its colour scheme. I thought the red up here, I thought these were going to be more red than they are. They're almost like an orangey red to my eye. But, you know, I mean, you can tell it's a different red to this red, for instance. What can I say about it? It looks cool. The printing on it seems to have been done really well, actually. It's nice and clear. It's not overly fuzzy or anything like that, so it's quite cool. It's so much bigger than the other tank wagons that I have on the railway. I think I'll have to get some proper wagons like this. We've got this old style of bogie. It's actually riveted on, which is interesting. It's not a push fit. It's a riveted on bogie. And you've got riveted on couplers, so it's really old tooling anyways. And yeah, just put it on this track and see if it rolls. It does seem to. It's not too light. The train of them might be a bit taxing around the hills of Beaglington though. Strip over all the crap. Right, so we're just going to see how it rolls. Put it at the bridge. A little touch. No. It almost made out the tunnel. Yeah, it's hiding in there. So I've actually got it set up here again, and it's got plastic axles and wheels. And I'd be interested to know whether you can get replacement metal ones and if they are any better. I just wanted to see at which point on the outside line it will become free rolling enough. No. And there's not even that much ballast to get in the way, just these, I'm guessing it's just the axles. But once it's under a bit of momentum from something else, it seems to roll away. But it still kind of drags. So, that's as far as I got that time. Get one or two in like a grey livery or a black livery and another livery. 4 or 5 might do. I can add it to the container train as well at some point. Although this is a Tanktastic episode, so we're focusing with tanks, I think. The buffers are painted black. The ends of it are painted black. It's so long it doesn't even fit the disc bit in shot. You see they're black on those ends. And then blue around the sides. And we've got ladders fitted into the end, which I think are metal. And you've got this walkway along the top. So there we are. The Beatles TEA wagon is added to the Beaglington collection. And I think you can still get these some places. New Railway Modeler Shop has them for $26.99. And I think it's sold out on the Hornby website. And I didn't see it on the USA Beatles hobby store either. So, whereas there are some of the long wheelbase wagons available there. So, that's a nice long wagon to add to the collection. Right, well, Alex can get that into a train, and I have something else to unbox later on, which probably won't be as colourful, but will probably be quite interesting. Right, I'll see you in a bit.
Yes, thank you, Alex. And we have some trains set up again. So I've got the London Transport L50 Prairie in its nice red livery. pulling the Revolver wagon, and then the new Yellow Submarine tank, the Sergeant Pepper's van, the JPGR van, the Beatles 62 to 66, 67 to 70 wagon, R Stark in some industries, and then an LMS brake coach, because I suppose maybe they would have gone to Liverpool. So that's the idea for that trade anyways. It's a Beatles one with the Yellow Submarine in. And then I've got two Thomases, my two Thomases, Thomas I don't know. Anyways, so there's the Celebration one and the normal one, because the normal one has an added front coupling so they can couple together Annie and Clarabelle, some Timoth Mills, and a Western Region B-set coach. And then on the branch line, I have Bjog the Pug, my 0F, that has been repainted and renamed. And that is pulling the soda fuel tankers, tar wagons, and an oil tanker, and that's headed to Mickwick. So, we're going to get these trains started. And hopefully they'll make it up the hills. So we've got two Thomases, and the other on that one, and one the Red Prairie. There we go. Right, let's get some footage of these trains running.
Hey, come back.
So the fuel has been delivered for the ships that need it down at Liquid. And, oh look, looks like the Beatles train's returning, so we'll just stop that in the station there. And, yep. And our pair of Thomases are just going back into the station now. There we are. Right. Well, they were lovely to watch going round, and yeah, I think Björk made it quite smoothly with some nice sound effects. I don't know if you heard them. Sounded like it was chugging along. But yeah, that's those trains done. And now I'm going to hand over once more to Alex at the desk, who has something to unbox. Yeah, take it away, Alex.
Yes, thank you, Alex. And as you can see, I have a tanker on my desk, a 6-wheel milk tanker from Lima. And in my hands, I have a package from Rails to Sheffield. Box just chuck that over there. Open it up. And see what we've got in here. With compliments. There's that invoice, you don't see that. Ow, my thumb. Anyway. And then we've got some bubble wrap. Nice bubble wrap in this. Yeah, we've got some nice bubble wrap in there, and we have a wagon here. And this wagon is by Dapple. And I'll show you what it is at the desk. Come on then. Yes, so here we have a Dapple model, and it says here 4F. It's not a 4F, that's just the code 031137 Primrose Dairy number 30 milk tanker. And here it is. So in the past I've had Lima milk tankers. Before that I had, a long time ago, I had a nice blue one by Hornby. I think it was like United Dairies or something like that. And this one now is a Dapple one. So I've not had a Dapple one before. And so this will be quite interesting. So obviously from, like, say, the 1930s to the 1960s, milk traffic travelled on the railways, and on the western region they had 6-wheel milk tankers because they found, it kept things steady, and you had internal things inside these to stop the milk sloshing around, and they were vacuum fitted so they could be marshaled into trains to go fast to places. And so there was a milk train that went from Penzance, I think, presumably to like London or somewhere, and they would have stopped off at some point at St. Erth, where they would have taken on milk from the Primrose Dairy. And I saw this wagon, and I just thought, oh wow, that looks really nice, and decided I'd have it. And also, it says clotted cream on it. And when I was a kid, we went to Devon and Cornwall, and I had scones and tea and clotted cream and stuff like that. And then not that long ago, I found some clotted cream in the shop. You don't get it here very often. Surprise, surprise. And it has scones with that as well, so that was nice. So yes, I've got this 6-wheel milk tanker to add to, well, is it a milk tanker or a clotted cream tanker? Here's the thing. But wouldn't it be quite hard to get the clotted cream out of the tank at the other end, I suppose. So I'll bring it up here close now, and you can have a look at that. So it's quite nice, pretty sweet little thing. You can see the way that it's, it's just got the logo there printed on. I'll zoom in, you might be able to see that the texture of it a bit better. It looks pretty good. Almost got like this sort of like 3D effect of the hills with however they've painted it. So that's quite nice. It's got these ladders that go over the top, and the walkway that goes along. It won't get back into focus. Fixed it. Sorry, it wouldn't go back into focus. We can compare this with the other tanker that we have here. So, for instance, this one's got a different style of top to it. It's got a different style of walkway, and it doesn't have the 2 bumps here. On the ends, it's got a tap as well in a slightly different position. The tank is sitting higher, I think, on the Dapple one, by the looks of things, and so the tap is then higher up. So that's an interesting variation. Hang on, I'll try and hold it closer there so the frame height is the same. And then, as you can see, there's this split that runs down the front of the tank on these, which doesn't on this. And Primrose Dairy then became part of United Dairies and then Unigate as well, I believe. And this one's got metal wheels and this one's got metal wheels, so they're quite similar. And they've got different styles of coupling. Obviously, this is the old Lima type, and this is the new NEM style one. The funny thing is that on Rails of Sheffield, I think it's described as having yes type couplings. Now, I don't know if that is an actual thing, or if someone said, does it have couplings? And they went, yes. But that's what it says on the website. And on the bottom, it says www.dapple.co.uk, made in Wales. So that's nice. Right. Will it roll, though? I mean, we can see how the Lima one that's been well worn has the ability to roll a bit. Or will this be the same? Be better or worse? I mean, they're fairly similar. Weight-wise, there's not much in it, but I would argue that this one is ever so slightly heavier. And you notice that the tank is bigger as well. When they're side by side, the Dapple one, the whole model is generally bigger by the looks of things in size. But it'll make a nice variation to my other tankers. I must get more 6-wheel milk tankers in different liveries. I know you can get one in sort of like an orange livery and the blue livery one. Hopefully they'll stay coupled up when they're on the track. So we'll just run it down the hill in a sec and we'll see. Well, we'll just give it a quick go and see if it rolls down the hill. We'll take that as a no. Right, well that was the Primrose Dairy St Earth Cornwall Clotted Cream Wagon, and I'm going to give that to Alex to put in a train, which you can marshal together with these, I guess, not to be loose shunted. Thanks for joining me at the desk, and hopefully my mouth won't be quite so sore when you see me again. Ta-ra! Yes, thank you, Alex. And we have the Primrose Dairy St Earth Cornwall Clotted Cream tanker on the railway, and that's with my other 6-wheel CWS tankers and a Titans Milk and a Siphon G or H, Siphon H, and a Great Western brake van behind the 5667 56XX because I think it'll be able to haul them up the steep hill. And it's the same wheel configuration as well as the E4. So, yeah, that should be fine. And then I've got Merton, the Terrier. It's a bit temperamental, that one. So I might have to try and get it going every now and again. It's had a motor replacement in its short life. And, yeah, I just don't know. It can be a bit, off. But it's with the LBSC 4-wheelers. And I'm very excited to see that Hornby have announced some 6-wheel LBSC coaches, which I'd like to get a hold of at least one to compare it to my Hattons one, which constantly derails. As very nice as it looks, it's not going into the train today. And then I've got Wheaton's, the modified Thomas 040, and that is coupled up to some Blue Circle cement tanks and a Ronick wagon and the Mex oil wagon as well. So we're all ready to go, and we're going to set off the 56XX. So hopefully that should have no trouble, and we'll see if we can get the Terrier started. Oh yeah. The Primrose Dairy wagon's already come off. Probably doesn't like the Lima couplings that much. We shall see now whether it actually works on the railway, I suppose. I don't know what's going on here. It's not liking it. Right. So, it's putting to stay on the track. How bizarre. Isn't that back there? Right, we'll get the Terrier going. And then
terriers. Can't get through an episode without something happening. Come on. Right, terrier's going, and well, that's kind of annoying. I'm not sure what's going on here with this wagon. I'll just place it back on the track there. We can have a look. So it's managed to drag it to the top of the hill, and the point's just re-railed it there. But yeah, I don't know if it's something to do with the axles, or not. The terrier's just randomly stopped again. No, I'll have to come back to that. Right, go over here. Oh dear. No, it's come up again. Oh, for the love of Pete. You've fallen off the track now. Right. Now, I've put it between the Tidmouth milk, which I thought would have a better coupling, and the Siphon, which is a bogey coupling. And we'll see now whether it goes around the corner. No. Everything else seemingly being able to do it, but not this wagon. See what nothing off. This really not good for the locomotive, but it's staying on. But now no. That's not gone well. I've swapped it into this train because it's got a different style of couplings. You notice the couplings are quite high up. Oh! Whoa, okay. I was expecting it to just jump off like that. Right, terrier, come on. No, wait, it's stopped again. And I've cleaned the wheels, I've cleaned the track, and I've oiled the locomotive as well. Well, at least the 56XX has managed to make it up the hill without derailing its train. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's moving. It's not moving. This bloody train. Merton was sent to the back of the shed in disgrace. Alright, we'll send the Peckett to rescue that train. I can hear a derailment behind me. But I'm busy trying to make sure that this couples up. Damn. Can't even roll down a hill without derailing. Oh, Jesus. Right, so this full on just... Yeah, it's just not gone well. Right, so in a change to the billing, because that evidently was a complete failure, I'm now going to run Little Barford, the Andrew Barclay, with his wonky whistle, and some nice little HO coaches that look quite good with it, round-up coaches, and the LBSC coaches shall be pulled by the Peckett, and then Wings will hopefully go down to the end. And this thing, while a very, very pretty six-wheel tanker, useless, absolutely useless.
I don't know how perfect your track needs to be, but this thing couldn't even stay on the rails, on the straight, on the flat, and at times, when rolling along, not even like coupled to anything, there must be like the axles or something. There's like no flanges to them whatsoever, almost, and they ride too high. It's just awful, really. So, I mean, the tank is wonderful, very lovely design, but the running quality, abysmal. That's all I'm going to say for that. You saw it on my railway, and I can't really offer anything else than that. So I'll have to see if I can get some new axles for that and see if we have any improvements. But for now, we should get those final trains running. So there goes the little Barford, and there goes the Peckers. And let's get some footage of these trains running and not derailing or anything else. Right, well, I'm going to stop those trains there, so we'll stop the little bark within the station. And just got a bit knocked over here. Here comes Packet now. So we'll just stop that in the station. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that Tanktastic episode. Obviously, a few things have gone wrong, but, in the end, it's all sort of worked out. So for this thing, I mean, like, let's put it this way, right? This is an old model, and it's, old tooling, but it's got an attractive livery on it, and it works. This, on the other hand, is the tooling's probably not as old, and it has a very attractive livery on it, but it doesn't work. So, it's sort of swings and roundabouts, I suppose. Really happy with this. This is going to look good on my railway. I need to get some longer tankers. I have seen that Hornby have also announced those in the railroad range, 2 of them, so that could be quite cool. And then this, I don't know, like I said, axles need replacing, and we'll see how it goes with that. But it will look attractive on a siding anyways. So thank you very much for joining us down here in Beaglington-On-Sea for another episode. I've got an episode coming up for my birthday, hopefully.
And then I guess that's probably it for a while. I'll have other videos out, but I probably won't be doing more episodes of Beaglington-On-Sea until after the summer holidays. So, yeah, that's where I'll leave it, I suppose. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who does comment. Don't forget to tell your friends. Recommend it, please. It would be handy to get the channel out there a bit bigger. We've been on just over 400 subscribers for a while, which is great. If we could make 500, that would be amazing, but, you know, probably quite unlikely. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again for another video soon. Don't forget, there's the subscribe button and the playlisting. But for now, I'm off. Ta-ra.
I should have said thanks a lot for watching.